NFL Week 1 is in the books. It's time to look forward to Week 2. Now, we do these prediction videos every single week before Sunday Night Football. So heading into Sunday Night Football, our record on the week, and we go for the perfect week every single time we do this, 11-3 is the record through the first 14 games. Now, what games do we get right? What games do we get wrong? We got 3 wrong. The 3 that we got wrong, the Dolphins. Smack me in the head if I decide to bet on the Miami Dolphins again. You won't be seeing that happen anytime soon. The other games that we got wrong, so we look at the Lions. The Lions, I thought that, hey, maybe the new offensive coordinator actually had a brain inside his skull. Turns out we were completely wrong. We got a couple of the upsets completely right. The final game out of the 3 that we got wrong, it comes down to the Chiefs-Chargers. That was a Friday Night Football game in Brazil. Xavier Worthy injury, nobody could have seen that happen. Justin Herbert looked really, really good. Chargers won that one 27-21. So those were the 3 losses this week. The rest of the games we predicted pretty. So 11-3, not bad. We want to do better. Sunday Night Football, I have the Ravens over the Bills. We'll see how that turns out. I don't know. It's going to be a close game. We got Vikings over the Bears Monday Night Football. Hopefully we can turn this around, go 13-3, have a solid start to the year. Heading into week 2, we got a lot to talk about. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, make sure you do that. Also, go subscribe to True Fantasy Review, where I break down every fantasy football thing you need to know for the whole season. Go check that channel out, True Fantasy Review. Vikings at the Bears is Monday Night Football. Thursday Night Football Week 2 kicks off with Commanders and Packers. We're finally on Prime Video, man. I keep seeing the Shabuzi ad. They are throwing that Thursday Night Football ad aggressively. The Commanders get a dominant 21-6 victory over the New York Giants, an NFC East rival. Now, you might be looking at the 21-6 final and say, it's not dominant, and you'd be wrong. Why are you wrong? Because they ran for 220 rushing yards. They passed for 212. That's 400 total yards of offense. Jaden Daniels played all right from a passing perspective. 212 yards is what it is. He had 11 carries for 67 yards. JCM Bill had 10 carries for 80-plus yards. I think he had a tutty as well. So this Commanders team did dominate, especially defensively, the Russell Wilson New York Giants. They look bad. And then we have the Green Bay Packers. So this game's in Lambeau. You know what else was in Lambeau? The upset. In my opinion, it was an upset. I know the Lions were dogs going in. I thought the Lions had a chance. The Packers' defense was insane. The defensive line got so much pressure when the Lions tried passing the football that was just very impressive. The Packers won 27-13. Really, it was 27-6 because the Lions got a garbage time touchdown. Why is Khalif Raymond wide receiver 3? Can we promote Isaac Tesla immediately? Please. And can we also start targeting the receivers a little bit earlier? It was just a bad game script for the Lions. We'll get to that later. The spread for this game. Initially, we have the Packers coming in at 3.5-point favorites at home. I think it's pretty fair. I mean, this Packers team looked good on offense. They look good on defense. I'm going to take the Packers here to cover that 3.5-point spread, and I'm taking them straight up money line. Second game we're going to is, the 1 o'clock slate. We have the Seahawks coming to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Now, the Steelers, the offense, Aaron Rodgers, 4 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns for Mr. Rodgers. He's back, baby. Metcalf looked good. Calvin Austin looked good. Ben Skoranek got a touchdown pass, if you can believe it. The Seattle Seahawks also didn't look terrible. In my eyes, the Seahawks beat the 49ers. But they lost 17-13. How's that possible? Well, Sam Darnold, a.k.a. Scam Darnold, scams the Seahawks out of the win. And what happens is, he reaches back and his own lineman strips the ball. And the Seahawks turn it over late and they choke. So with that in mind, the Seahawks offense, I still think Scam Darnold and the Seahawks could have a better offense than the Steelers. But with what I just saw from Pittsburgh, if their defense can get their act together, which I don't know how they get up so many points to Fields, then I think the Steelers can win this game right here at home. The current spread for this game is Steelers 2.5-point favorites. I'm taking that as well. Patriots at the Dolphins. We have the Dolphins as 1.5-point favorites. It's at home. It's in Miami. I said I would never bet on the Dolphins again, and I might have to lie. Because as bad as the Dolphins look, the Patriots look just as bad. Both these teams are bottom of the barrel. I know Patriots fans, I don't know how the Patriots were over under 9 wins this year. Brutal. The Patriots got dominated by the Las Vegas Raiders, 20-13. The score is closer than the game actually was if you watch the whole thing. The Dolphins, on the other hand, put up 8 points against the Colts. They were shut out at half, 20-0. They come back. It's 33-8 final. I mean, this game was bad. Zach Wilson was taking snaps. Tyreek Hill was hurt. Jalen Waddle was hurt. Tyreek Hill's throwing temper tantrums on the sideline. We were back in football season when I saw the injuries and I saw Tyreek crying like a baby and I saw Tua throw a pick. I saw Tua fumble. It was bad. So with all of that said, I think the Patriots are the more organized team heading into this matchup. I honestly think the Dolphins should be underdogs right here at home. I think they should be underdogs. I'm still going with Miami. Why? Because Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are just they can't sell, right? Like if they are healthy, I don't know, this just doesn't seem like there's any logic into this selection. I'm going with Miami at home. Jaguars at the Cincinnati Bengals. Both these teams looked all right. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they looked really solid actually against the Panthers. Travis Hunter was involved. Trevor Lawrence looked like a man on a mission, but you don't want to overreact because they're playing the Carolina Panthers, who I'm fading aggressively coming into this year. The Bengals were on the road against Cleveland, and they lost. Now, they won 17-16, so how'd they lose? Again, there was a lot of Mickey Mouse stuff that happened. Specifically, there was a couple interceptions that should have been interceptions, but that's the game. But the real Mickey Mouse reason the Browns lost was because of the kicker. The kicker has to get executed immediately. Missed the field goal, missed the PAT. Brutal. The Bengals come in here at 3.5-point favorites. Now, technically, the Bengals defense only gave up 16 points. Not bad. They played the Browns. I think the Jaguars' offense is probably a little bit better than the Cleveland Browns. Probably a decent bit better, especially with the skill position players. Travis Etienne had himself a heck of a game in terms of efficiency. I think he had 8 carries for over 100 yards, so that's something to watch coming into this matchup. This game's in Cincinnati. Joe Burrow was bad. Jamar Chase had 4 fantasy points. That ain't happening again. It was a broken clock. It ain't gonna be broken again. The Bengals win this one here at home, and they are 3.5-point favorites. Honestly, I'm thinking the Jaguars to cover the spread. I still think the Bengals win. Bills at Jets. AFC East matchup. Now, again, this is going into Sunday Football. I haven't seen the Bills yet. The Bills, they could win Sunday Football. I wouldn't be surprised. The Jets. They dropped 32 offensively. The Steelers-Jets was supposed to be the lowest scoring game of the week. It wasn't. It was actually the highest scoring game, 34-32. The Jets defense, terrible. The Jets offense, very, very solid. Breece Hall, over 100 rushing yards. They were a run-heavy team. If the Bills can stop the run, the Jets are screwed. Fields look good. Garrett Wilson looked good. All that said, Josh Allen is better. The Bills, I hope the spread for this game is close. It's not. The Bills are 6.5-point favorites currently going into this matchup. I'm taking the Bills as touchdown favorites on the road. Rams versus Titans. Tennessee. They choked. The Titans choked, and it was bad. They actually, I'm still recording this technically while the game's going, and it says the Titans are down by 8 with the ball with 45 seconds left. If the Titans pull off that upset, I'm sorry, but the Titans lost in my eyes. Now, the Broncos played bad, but the Titans defense actually played really, really good. So the Titans defense looked pretty solid. With that said, Matt Stafford, look at Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua is just a warrior, man. This guy's coming in here, blood dripping down his skull. Puka Nacua over 100 receiving yards. Devontae Adams didn't really have even that big of a game. Kyren Williams was kind of stopped as well for the Rams in their matchup. I think the Rams go on the road right here to Tennessee. Cam Ward, we already have scams on it. Do I start calling him Scam Ward? Potentially I do. Rams are 4.5-point favorites here. A couple of these games, we're 6 games in now. This is the 6th game of the week. And all these spreads are pretty wide, so there's going to be some underdogs potential here. I'm taking the Rams with 4.5. Browns at Ravens. If the Ravens lose Sunday Night Football, they're going to win this game for sure. If the Ravens win Sunday Night Football, maybe the Browns pull off an upset somehow, some way. Maybe the Ravens get lazy during practice. The Ravens are 12-point favorites here. They're 11.5-point favorites. That seems wide. Honestly, I'm taking the Browns with the points here. AFC North matchup, anything crazy can happen. The Browns defense is very solid. We saw them contain Joe Burrow. Right? They got a lot of pressure on Joe Burrow. I'm going with the Ravens here to win, Browns to cover the spread. 49ers at Saints. Now, Spencer Rattler, he did have over 200 passing yards. He still wasn't great. The Saints, they hung around with the Cardinals. I wouldn't really call it hang around, though. The 49ers, something interesting to monitor is going to be George Kittle's injury status. Dude pulls his hamstring and he doesn't return. That's not a good sign if you ask me. But his backup, what's his name? I don't even know his name, bro. Like Tongue? Hofet? Toffee? I don't know, bro. This backup tight end saved the game. Brock Purdy threw up a Hail Mary, basically, 15 yards out. And this tight end the backup tight end made an insane catch. The 49ers, I feel like they stole a victory against Seattle. And they played well. That's kind of what they have to do. The easiest schedule in the league. And we can see it right here, week 2, they're playing the Saints. 49ers are 7-point favorites. I mean, McCaffrey's healthy. I think that's pretty solid. Now, 7 points is a lot. I'm still going 49ers to cover that spread. Giants at Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys. Let's hope that this game is a little bit closer than you would think. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because the New York Giants looked very bad. They looked the rushing game was bad. The passing game was pretty bad. Now, Malik Neighbors definitely could have made a couple of catches. Listen, the Cowboys lost to the Eagles, but it was a lot closer than people expected. The Cowboys cornerbacks played very, very well. The Cowboys, Dak Prescott played well. CeeDee Lamb played well, even though he had 4 drops. So I think this is going to be a CeeDee Lamb revenge game. I'm sorry to the Giants. I think the Cowboys are going to do bad, bad things to you right here at home in Jerry's World. Give me the Dallas Cowboys to win this one by double digits. So, Bears at Lions. I don't need to see the Bears on Monday Night Football. The Bears could beat the Vikings by 40. I'm still taking Detroit to bounce back at home. The Lions are 4.5-point favorites here. That's a pretty tight spread, to be honest. They looked so bad against the Packers, but the Bears are not even close to the Packers level. If the Lions' offensive line can actually play decent, the Lions should win. I'm going with Detroit Lions here. Look for a bounce-back game. They need it. Broncos at Colts. Honestly, it's kind of the battle of bad. The Broncos were way worse than I actually expected. Now, looking at the spread for this game, the Colts are 2.5-point dogs right here at home. The Colts looked really good. Defensively, they looked really good. Offensively, they looked really good. They got all of their playmakers on offense involved in this game. You got Pittman, you got Pierce, you got Warren. Now, Josh Downs wasn't really involved. JT was involved. So the Colts had a really solid game all around. The Broncos almost lost to the Titans. Again, I still haven't verified that the Titans lost this comeback. Okay, so they lost. There we go. Again, I knew that 50 seconds left. The Titans had the ball down by 8. I was like, all right, I'm good to record. You know what I mean? So this game right here is interesting. The Colts at home. We haven't taken a dog yet. We haven't. RJ Harvey, J.K. Dobbins. Broncos on the road. Do I do it? No, I'm not. I'm going with the Broncos. I'm going with the Broncos favored by 3. Panthers at Cardinals. The Panthers, I don't want to pick them a single time this year. Kyler Murray actually looked really, really solid against the Saints. Now, with that being said, he also had missed some very easy passes, and I think the Arizona Cardinals should have won that game by double digits. They did not. So the Cardinals, I'd like to see them beat up right here on this Carolina Panthers team. I think this is going to be a good test. The Cardinals are favored by 6.5. Again, the same spread they just covered against the Saints. Now, I think this game might be tighter than that. So I'm not going to be betting the spread on this game. I'm going Cardinals money line. We have a Super Bowl rematch at Arrowhead. Eagles at Chiefs. The Eagles' defense looked very, very bad. Now, Jalen Carter was not there. The cornerbacks are garbage. Adoree Jackson, so bad. It was bad. I'm scared for the Eagles' defense. Offensively, the Eagles will be just fine. They didn't pass the ball once. Honestly, I think they played this game a bit too conservatively. Now, they do have a new OC, so it's not like it's going to randomly change, right? They're not just going to start passing it. Maybe they do, but the Kansas City Chiefs, right now the current word on the street, Worthy has the dislocated shoulder. He's looking to get a plate in there or a brace. He's looking to get a brace, and he's hoping to play through it. Pat Mahomes is going to have to do spectacular things for this Chiefs team to compete. The current spread for this game is Eagles 1.5-point favorites here on the road. Jalen Hurts and this Eagles team just feels more complete. It feels healthier. I'm going with the Eagles as 1.5-point favorites. Now, this seems like the game you have to bet on to, make your parlay very, very nice, considering it's almost 50-50 for the money line. And I'm taking the Eagles here on the road as dogs. It's going to be a close one. Sunday Night Football. Falcons at Vikings. Now, this one's going to be very hard considering I have not seen J.J. McCarthy. We do have a rookie quarterback. Now, what I'm going to say is that the Falcons, Michael Penix Jr. did compete, and he competed well, but the Falcons just lost to the Buccaneers. Darnell Mooney was also out. Drake London was also out in crunch time. He suffered that shoulder injury there. I think that the Falcons can definitely come in right here and pull off an upset. I'm guessing they're, do we even have the spread? Do we have the spread for this game? Oh my God, the Vikings are 6-point favorites here at home. I'm not touching that spread. I'm not touching the spread. In fact, let me see the Vikings. I'm going to have to punt it. I'm going to have to punt it to Monday Night Football. We'll comment it down below after I watch Monday Night Football. I'm going with the Falcons right here to cover a 6 points right there. That seems crazy. And we're also going to go Falcons money line because we want to have an upset. I'm going Falcons. Monday Night Football, we have 2 games. Kind of weird. We got Buccaneers at Texans. This game is going to be competitive. The Texans offense looked very bad. They miss Joe Mixon. Nick Chubb is so bad. They had no ground game whatsoever. The Buccaneers also didn't play great, but they still beat the Atlanta Falcons. A big win for that team. The spread for this game is Buccaneers 2.5-point dogs. Buccaneers on the road. Give me the Buccaneers to pull off an upset. Mika Ibuka, 2 touchdowns. If Evans had like a modest day. Yeah, if you can get both of them involved, the Bucs should win this game. Now, again, this seems like a toss-up, seems like a true 50-50, but considering the Bucs are 3-point dogs, yeah, give me that. Chargers at Raiders. Final game of the week, Monday Night Football. The Chargers, I'm taking them to win this one. They have their entire receiving core is now wide receiver 1s in fantasy. Keenan Allen, Ladd McConkey, and the big Q, Quentin Johnston. Let alone Trey Harris didn't even get the ball. Chargers only favored by 3 points here. Seems like a steal. And are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It says that Monday Night Football Chargers Raiders is at 10 p.m. Some of us work the next day, buddy. Hopefully that's a typo. 10 p.m. Your guy. I hope you don't have these guys in fantasy, man. You're not seeing them. That's week 2 predictions in the book. Smash the like and subscribe button, man. Let me know how I did. Let me know how you guys did as well. Go subscribe to True Fantasy Review. Thanks for watching, boys.